So let's go over an overview and summary of all we've covered in this chapter. You're not likely to be asked about small, minute details of everything that's absorbed in each of the parts of the nephron, but I think just having an idea of everything that's going on and keeping in mind some of the major concepts will be very helpful on the MCAT. So first off, we have the proximal convoluted tubule, or the PCT. We know that that comes first because it's proximal, or closest to the glomerulus, or the Bowman's capsule and the whole apparatus that filters blood. So most reabsorption and secretion is going to happen here. So at the PCT, we have lots of sodium chloride being reabsorbed, basically all glucose that gets filtered, amino acids, bicarb, potassium, water, and other things. And then at that level, we also have secretion of protons, ammonia, and other toxins and things that we don't need. So for the purposes of the MCAT, make sure that you remember that the PCT is where most absorption and secretion actually occurs. And then also recall that secretion of protons, so that's the acid of this system, helps to control blood pH long term. So the kidneys have a critical role in helping us control blood pH. Short-term blood pH control can come from breathing rate. So if we breathe faster by hyperventilating, we blow off more CO2, which makes our blood less acidic, increasing the blood pH. But long-term changes come from the kidney, and the kidney has these mechanisms to get rid of more protons or more bicarb in order to help control blood pH. So getting rid of more protons would mean that the blood pH would be raised. So just keep in mind that that's another mechanism for blood pH control, but it just takes a longer time to happen. Okay, now we've reached the descending loop of Henle. This is where mainly water is reabsorbed, and this portion of the nephron is pretty much impermeable to salts. Not a lot of secretion happens there. And the ascending loop of Henle is sort of the opposite, where there's a lot of permeability to salts like sodium chloride, but it is virtually impermeable to water. And then we reach the DCT, the distal convoluted tubule, where there's more reabsorption of water, sodium chloride, and bicarb. And then there's also secretion of some potassium and protons. And then finally, at the collecting ducts, this is where we concentrate water. So there's mainly reabsorption of water and urea if that's needed. And then there's secretion also of drugs and toxins that can happen there. These two images can also serve as nice summaries, so I'll make sure to put these in a cheat sheet and make sure to review some of these before your exam if you're trying to just recall the main things that you should remember about the nephrons and about the kidney before your exam. And I'll leave you to review this on your own, and that's it for the summary lesson.